Man, am I excited. This is going to be my 4th video, and look what we have. It's snow, and I am going to go camping tonight in my truck, and I believe we're going to call it stealth camping. We're going to go someplace where maybe it's not exactly approved for camping, but we're going to do it and have fun. The problem is, yuck. So I got to get busy here and clean this out. I went to the livestock auction this last Monday and helped a friend. I bought a bunch of chickens, so there's a bunch of chicken stuff in there. So let's see how we can transform this into something that I can actually stay in. So the first order of business is cleaning it out. Well, we're getting closer. That's more like it, but not quite. Let's see what we can do. All right, part of my struggle with doing a whole truck shell camping or truck bed camping is that I don't want my truck permanently converted into a camper. I use it all the time. In fact, tomorrow when I get back, I got to clean it out, and then I got to go haul hay. So I have to clean it out every time, but that's okay. Took it to the car wash and cleaned it out. So it is nice and clean, super clean. And I'm going to use what I have. So to start with, I'm going to be putting down an old comforter that we don't use anymore. So that'll go down, and got a couple of bath mats here at the back. I did buy a 3-shelf thing that I'm going to keep, our 3-drawer Rubbermaid style thing. I'm going to keep so that I put all my camping stuff in it, and it'll be very easy to just grab that and then go. So we'll be using that, and I'm going to do a DIY alcohol heater tonight and see how that goes. Hopefully everything goes well and I wake up tomorrow, but let me work on this and I'll get back with you here as we put this together. I'm going to be adding my mattress, which is just a cheap old mattress, and I'm going to be getting something different. So eventually what I'm thinking of doing is building, like you see on a lot of these, just half of a bed that goes up off the ground maybe about so far, build in a frame and put a mattress in here on the one side, and then on the other side I want to keep it so that I can actually sit up and be comfortable. Yeah, I'm just not the flexible guy. Had a hip replacement, had knee surgery, so this is not me being able to sit in there cross-legged anymore too much. So those days are past, but the days of having fun are not past. So here we go. That you'd permanently stay like this, but this is transforming into my camper for the evening. And eventually I'll keep upgrading things and getting more, and getting blackouts for the windows and everything, but we'll get this going for this evening, and in the future we'll do some builds and you'll be able to see as I transform this into something a little bit more usable. Ah, yes, the beginning of another adventure. This is kind of a crazy one, maybe not even an unnecessary one, but here we go anyhow. I'm going to be camping tonight, stealth camping tonight at a truck stop. Not a super stealthy need there, but we're going to try to do the front lot, and usually that is where the hotshot drivers usually try to park. So we probably will see some vans parked in there, maybe a smaller truck with a sleeper or something, but they don't like to have you park up front there with big trucks and so on. I used to drive semi-truck full-time, so this used to be my job. I used to live out of truck stops, so it's no big deal. I'm going to head down to my friend's house here real quick and pick up a few things out of my truck camper. I have it stored inside a shop where it's nice and dry. And I'm still working on that, and I do not want it getting nasty, but we're going to still do a few things with that even though it's cold. I live in the country, and we have a lot of dirt roads, nasty dirt roads. So this is what it's like out by my place. I'll keep you updated. Alrighty, we're pulling in here. Big rig pulling out. It'll be quite busy, and that's one thing I want to take into consideration in here, whether or not it is wise to park up front or around back. We're going to drive around back and just check out the place and see if there's any place back here that would be good. Not sure what this is. That's an interesting... For a gas truck, I've never seen the whole back end lit up like that. Alright, let's check things out in here. Oh my goodness. It looks promising over here. I'm going the wrong... Get over here a little bit. They definitely have a lot larger lot than I thought they had. So I'm excited about that because that gives me an opportunity to find a place. Like here is a truck clear out here, and I am going to park in that last spot there. Maybe staying in his vehicle too, or possibly just a park and ride thing. But I'm not sure. I don't see anybody that's obvious. The windows are not steamed up in there, so. Okay, let stealth camping at Love's begin. I made my way around to the passenger side. I'm clear out here. I realize my truck kind of sticks out, sitting clear out here, but now I got to get myself arranged here. Alright, I got things set up here a little bit. Not totally, but I have the heater going. Got a sterno can going too. 3 windows cracked. It's not supposed to flame up like that, so I'm going to let it burn for a while and settle down, so we'll see what's going on there. But we'll have to get a little bit more organized. I got 3 windows cracked right now, open, including this one here and 2 side ones, but it's already starting to heat up in here, and I'm loving that. So I do have my 20-degree bag here with me. I'll be setting that up, and I got some soup in my thermos there and so on. Just kind of got to get the hang of this. I'm new to this. Well, I definitely would not suggest this. I'm having to, be very, very careful what I'm doing here. The box is quite sturdy right now. That is a metal top on that. And then I have water in those 2 mugs that's holding up that kettle that has a little bit of water in it. The water in the mugs give some weight so that that kettle will not bump easily. And I got the sterno underneath that, and of course I still have my open flame heater back there. Right behind it is a window that is open. You can see there's a little bit of burned edges on the toilet paper that's in there, but it is burning the alcohol that's in there, so it's definitely not the safest thing in here, but being extremely careful. And if I had a better setup, might work. So I am going to make myself some decaf coffee this evening, and so we're going to heat that water up in the kettle, and then I got a pour over setup. We'll get some coffee drinking happening. Well, here we are in the truck. I got a couple different things I brought along. One of them is some bean and bacon soup. We brought it along in thermos. It's homemade stuff that my wife made. So we're going to get some of this out here. That's what I was afraid of, that a lot of it would stick in the bottom, but that's okay. We'll get that there too sometime. Good stuff. She always spoils us at home with homemade stuff. So I'm pretty excited to be trying this out. My dangerous mess over here. Alrighty, I'm gonna make decaf coffee here. The pour over, I got my setup here already, and I emptied the mugs here that had water in. So now we're gonna set that on there. Then this goes up above, like so. And this is a precarious setup also because it barely fits these. And then we will add the water, which is nice and steaming hot. We had it sitting there under the sterno, or on top of the sterno. And pretty soon we will have fresh decaf coffee. Alright, I know you probably can't see me very well in here, but I don't want to turn the light on this direction. Let's see how this is. Definitely could be a little hotter, but it is definitely good coffee. Alright, I'm going to be turning in here pretty soon. Time to go to bed. Need to run into the truck stop and use the restroom real quick, and come back out here and clean up the mess that I have. And then I've got my nice sleeping bag here. It's getting cold in here. I turned the heat off, so I might heat it back up again with my little heater, but we'll get the sleeping bag all straightened out and get crawled in there and settle down for a good night's rest. So far it's so good. I don't have a fancy setup like some guys do. But maybe in the future we'll get a little bit fancier. Alright, we're going to walk back out here to the truck. I'm realizing in stealth camping that parking clear out in the corner definitely leaves you very conspicuous. Stealth, but not so stealth. So, yeah. I guess I'm new at this. Though I did camp in the back of my minivan quite a few years ago when I went to Florida to train for a job. There's a McDonald's drive-thru right there. So everybody drives right through here. I guess we're learning. This is my view from my little corner back here. Well, I got the heater on again here a little bit. You know, I raised my hand up here to the ceiling, and it is really starting to get nice and toasty out in the ceiling area, but we got the back windows open on each side. I'm definitely not going to sleep with this thing running. However, it is warmer in here than it is outside. As soon as I open that back up, it gets quite cold. But I am in my sleeping bag, so it's actually nice and toasty in here. I'm getting warmed up in my sleeping bag. So I've got a pair of gloves that I'm going to put on. I got this goofy hat that I kind of keep around for using outside at home when I'm using the snowblower because it is super warm. It's got these side muffs. and so on. It looks ridiculous, but that's okay. Nobody's gonna be in here tonight looking at it, except for all you viewers. So I know I look ridiculous, and that's okay. Good morning. It's almost 6 o'clock. We got a little more snow last night. It's about 32. I'm gonna get up and get around, pack my stuff up, and head her home. It's hard for you to see, but we got quite a bit of condensation in here. Yeah, you can see a little bit. Right there is a water droplet ready to go. There's quite a few there. So I'm literally getting ready to get out of my truck here and pack up and go when some guys roll up next to the truck here, and there's a car right out here that they put a car cover on. Not quite sure what is going on, but there's two other vehicles over there. I'm not sure. I had a guy literally right outside my window as they put this car cover on. Well, another group of guys have come back out. A group of guys came back out and they took the car cover back off of the vehicle. I don't know if it's like a prototype or something. Now they've left, so it is time for me to get out and get going. Couldn't see it really good last night, but this is kind of the setup in here. I did have that window cracked all night. I probably should have closed it, but it was handy in the middle of the night when I did fire up the heater again to warm things up. I'd have to come up with a good way to reduce condensation in here. I've got quite a few drips up here going on, and of course one spot decided to drip right over me. So I wore my hat all night long, so it doesn't matter. Getting out of here is a bit of an ordeal though. And I unzipped my bag twice when I thought these guys were gone, and then I started freezing. So I gotta get up and get my shoes on. I think I'm actually just gonna open the back and put the tailgate down. Be much easier. I didn't put the tailgate down last night. I acted like I was young and crawled through. Kind of a mess in there right now. But here is our truck stop. And we don't really have to be stealth anymore because we are leaving. Have my keys. There's no get in here, keep this thing started. Definitely could use some heat. My fingers are frozen because I kept getting out of my sleeping bag waiting for those guys. I thought they were gone and then they weren't. I have no idea. I never did see what kind of car it was. I assume it was either some sort of fancy car or some sort of prototype. It is cold. Hey, this is Rick with Adventures with Rick. I thought I'd show you the setup here. You couldn't really see it good last night. So this is kind of how I had things set up. I do have my 20 degree, I believe it is, bag right here that's underneath. Put that over the top. We had condensation going on, so having this over the top meant that it wasn't dripping directly on my sleeping bag. I stayed toasty warm except for my nose. Lots of condensation. I got to figure that out, and I want to build some sort of frame about halfway like the other guys do, and put a mattress over there, black out the windows, and that way this area here will be left open, and I can do better than my sketchy table that you all saw in the video there. That's kind of off kilter there. It is quite sturdy, so that's why I let it go there. But thank you for watching the video and going along for the ride.